Welcome to MetLife Stadium, home of the New York Giants and Jets, host stadium of Super Bowl 48, and now host of the first ever December drama National Championship between Hobart Bay and Washington. The final game of the Hobart Bay Ones Dynasty, and Washington is the most fitting team that Hobart Bay could possibly face here. This rivalry has spanned the entire dynasty. They have faced 10 times in 8 years. This is time 11 in 8 years. And it has been a back and forth battle. Always a classic game. Always a big game. No other rivalry holds a candle to this one, not in recent memory. The stadium is packed with gold. Gold for Washington, gold for Hobart Bay. Fitting for a national championship game. We're going down to the coin toss. We haven't done that in a while, but we're doing it now for old time's sake. Washington will lose the coin toss. Hobart Bay will elect to kick to start off the game. That is what they do when they win the coin toss. And here we go. The final game in the Hobart Bay Ones Dynasty. Game on. And that kick will go to the back of the end zone, and it'll be knee down. So Washington will not take that one out. Instead, they will bring out the offense, led by Eric Booker. Billy Joe Kaufman is not available. He got injured before the tournament started, and now Booker's in, but he breaks that one tackle, had a good block, picks up a first down run on his first play. Honestly, it's been hard to tell a difference in this Washington offense since Billy Joe Kaufman left. Booker is just that good as a backup, but Anthony Sapp cannot get the edge. Doesn't gain or lose yards. He hit the line of scrimmage, but nonetheless, third down and long for Washington. They're going to go through the air. Booker, he throws to the left, has Sapp, and he's dragged down. Only a gain of 1, and Hobart Bay will force a 3-and-out to start off the national championship game. A much better start than against Washington earlier this year. Randy Roberts gets taken down, and I guess he didn't touch the ground because Randy Roberts is getting extra yards after when he should have gone out, and then he steps out of bounds. He could have gone a long way. They didn't call him down, and that's a great return. Brett Stone leads out the offense now, starting off with some spread. He is going to sling that one deep, and he's got Ken Anderson. Ken Anderson caught what was almost a game-winning Hail Mary pass. Instead, he got tackled by the one man who could have chased him down. Brett Stone keeps, and he's tackled immediately. Good option defense by Washington. Frank Sears made sure to blow it up. Brings about 2nd and 12, which leads to 3rd and 12. Hobart Bay needs to get the snap off, and they don't. Hobart Bay will instead get that delay of game. 3rd and 17 now. Long ways to go for the Ones. Brett Stone unleashes, and it's caught. Ken Anderson just at the first down marker. They gave it to him. And the drive continues for Hobart Bay. 2nd down and goal, 3 yards to go. Toss right, John Gordon, easy walk-in touchdown for the Hobart Bay Ones. And Hobart Bay draws first blood. Last time they were in a snowy national championship game against Washington, they did draw first blood, and they wound up getting blown out. But that was just a field goal. This is a touchdown, and after getting a 3-and-out on the first drive, too. Counter now to Sapp, and he can't go anywhere. That one flying in. It's David Darby, number 35. That man comes flying in. He makes every play that you want him to. He has a surprising amount of sacks for a free safety. Eric Booker now trying to go through the air. Now he's going to run with himself, and he did break one tackle. Picks up half of what he needed. 3rd down and manageable now. They will again try through the air. Eric Booker has Sapp, and he is short again. They do not get the first down, and that is going to be a 2nd straight 3-and-out forced by the Hobart Bay defense. A phenomenal start for Hobart Bay. John Gordon gets his first not meaningful, but first major yards carry. He had a meaningful touchdown run earlier. But that's his biggest run of the day as far as yardage is concerned. 1st down and 10. They give him the ball again, and he's met at the line. Gets a yard, If anything, Washington's defense is not to be trifled with. Despite how well Hobart Bay did on that first drive, they're a lot more stout than you might expect, and John Gordon somehow got that first down. I don't know how. He is a monster. That's why he won the Heisman, and that will end the first quarter. Hobart Bay's defense is doing fantastic. Their offense is doing well as well. Let's see how it continues in the second quarter. Washington needs to find out how to stop Hobart Bay. Right now, they only have 5 in the box. There is going to be a play action. Cale Snow launches, and it's almost intercepted. So he comes in, almost throws an interception, and we got that obligatory Cale Snow graphic again. So we're going to put out Brett Stone instead. He also will look to throw. He wants to go deep. Instead, he slings it out to John Gordon, who takes a pretty sizable hit, but he maintains possession of the ball. He's not one that fumbles very often. Now 5 wide in the pattern. Vincent Samuel will take the sweep, and he does not get very much out of it, only 4 yards. It's a different play in Hobart Bay's playbook, not run often. And it got 4 there. Brett Stone. Oh, he goes to the right, and it's picked off! Picked off, and now Washington has space. There he goes, and Brett Stone eventually forces him out, but never count out this Washington defense. They are not one to give up. They are much better than you would ever expect. Washington is now determined to go down and cut into this lead. Eric Booker taking off again. He picks up 9.5 yards. A couple inches to go for this first down. Just going to hand it off up the middle. Anthony Sapp, a business run for Washington. First down and 10. Now bringing the tight end in some motion. They're going to do a drop back. Only 2 steps, but it's caught by Robinson nonetheless. Sean Robinson, along with Calvin Silva, are the cornerstones of this Washington receiving corps. Now first and 10. We're going to try again through the air. Eric Booker gets it out and somehow caught by Calvin Silva. Are you kidding me? That was insane. It was an off-balance throw across his body. Calvin Silva goes up and dives for the catch. That was one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. And now Anthony Sapp is getting some stellar blocking. Washington's offense has all the momentum right now, and I mean all of it. First and 10, I formation. Play call here, drop back. Booker gets it out right before the hit, and Robinson picks up 8. Boy, the momentum is seriously in favor of the purple right now. Staying in the eye. Handoff, Anthony Sapp, tackled short by a yard. Third down and 1, and you have to wonder if Hobart Bay stops them here, does Washington play conservative and go for the field goal? It's going to be a toss left to Sapp, and he will get into that end zone. So we don't need to ask what Washington would have done if they failed there. They do the exact same play that Hobart Bay does all the time to their opponents. The toss to either right or left out of the goal line formation. It is a deadly play. Works about 80% of the time. And we are tied at 7 apiece. Halfway through the second quarter, Brett Stone, he goes to the left and is caught by Ken Anderson, who made a nice move and eventually tackled. Still 21 yards for the star wide receiver. Second down and 7, all receivers are to the left. You have a tight end on the right. It's a keeper by Stone. Will he make a move? No, instead he slides. They give him the first down. I'm pretty sure they gave it to him where he went down, though, not where he started the slide. Bit of a generous spot. Now they're going to try sending people deep. Brett Stone unloads, intercepted again. This time it's Barrett. He had somewhat of a convoy, but Hobart Bay managed to get through. That's the second turnover of the half. Washington's defense is ferocious. Never underestimate them, and they are coming through today. Woof, woof. First and 10, Booker rolling out. He throws, and he's got a wide open man, and he is eventually chased down. Boy, if we didn't have a guy there to slow him down, he may have gone all the way. Sean Robinson, what a weapon. First down and 10. Play action this time. Booker, he will run with it instead. He has the first down and goes out of bounds to 13. All right. They're going to stay in the I formation, a traditional offensive strategy that Washington employs. Some say that's why... Ooh, that's an incomplete pass. Some say that's why Hobart Bay has done so well, because they do well against a traditional offense. They're able to keep them low scoring, but not always, as we have clearly seen in this dynasty. And Calvin Silva only gets a yard on that reception. And so now Washington will send on the field goal team. Here we go. That kick is up, and that's no good! No good for only the second time in this dynasty. The only other time Washington missed, year 3, when Zafir Strupinski was a freshman. That was the only other time they missed against us. First down and 10. Brett Stone keeps on an option. Has some room to the side. Trying to get the first down marker. He doesn't get it. Surprisingly good pursuit by the Huskies. The fact that we're still tied is astounding to me. 2nd and 1. Still only 5 men in the box, and they're still going to throw. Brett Stone rolling out, trying to create time and space. He unloads, and he's got the Heisman winner, John Gordon, dragged down inside the 20. 50 yards for Hobart Bay. John Gordon, and every Hobart Bay running back, is a good receiver in addition to being a good running back. Now handoff to Gordon, got some blocks, and the first down. 37 seconds left. Hobart Bay still has 2 timeouts. They seem determined not to use them. No rush in this team at all. Now Randy Marquardt gets the rock, and he doesn't get much. Only 3 yards, and not seeing any sense of hurry. Now down to 11 seconds. Keeper for Stone, cuts inside. No, marked short. And there's a timeout. 7 seconds, a shot at the end zone at the very least for Hobart Bay. Do they toss or run it up the middle? Handoff John Gordon, and he goes airborne over the line and into the end zone. And Hobart Bay looks like we'll have a touchdown lead unless they manage to give Washington a miracle touchdown. I don't think that'll happen. John Gordon, he said, I'm going to make sure I get in there, and he did. And that will end the first half. Hobart Bay leads Washington 14-7, and they get the ball to start the second half. That could be huge. At the very beginning, it looked like Hobart Bay might actually run away with this one. 2 straight 3-and-outs forced against the Washington offense, and then a touchdown drive and a very promising second drive. But the interception that Washington got completely changed how this game looks. Washington's offense since has come alive, despite only getting the 1 touchdown. Hobart Bay's offense needed some big plays to do anything. Washington, if their offense can stay hot and if their defense can keep doing what they're doing, they might come back and win this game. First, we need to get this stop. Brett Stone to the outside and knocked away. Good play by the Washington secondary. Brings up 2nd and 10, split backfield. Hobart Bay will hand off to John Gordon, who has a block. Didn't matter, the tackler came from behind. Brings about a 3rd down and 3. What will Hobart Bay choose here? They have Gordon Jenkins in there as an extra blocker. They hand off to John Gordon, who does not get the first down. And Hobart Bay will punt away. One of the very few punts that they actually do. Normally, they give the ball to the other team either via kickoff after a score or by turning the ball over. This time it's a punt, and Washington a good first play. Now 2nd down and 4 with some ace formation. Drop back, draw play. Anthony Sapp has the first down. It's more or less a business run, but not the traditional business run. Normally business runs are just straight dives up the middle, no doubt about it. 1st and 10, end around. This is Calvin Silva on the outside. He picks up 5 yards. Not a massive play, but still a good play on 1st down. 2nd and 5 is a play caller's dream. You can run or you can pass. Or you can fake the run to pass, and Booker will throw an interception to Randy Roberts. Massive, and I mean massive, defensive play for Hobart Bay. Also, Randy Roberts ties the Hobart Bay record for most interceptions in a season. That sideline throw and a great catch. Great job getting that toe down in bounds. It's about 1st down and 10 for Hobart Bay. Handoff John Gordon to the outside. Dragged down eventually, but the fight in that man, he always seems to fall forward. and he refuses to go down. That's why he's a Heisman winner. 2nd and 1, business run, and then some for John Gordon. Fresh set of downs for Hobart Bay. Now Cale Snow is in the game. Will he avoid throwing an interception? He will, because he's running the ball. And he does not avoid the tackler. I bet he wanted to, but he couldn't. Brings about 2nd and 2. Short yardage situation. Play callers love this situation as well, and it's another play action. Brett Stone rolling out. He could take off. He will, but he is Stone, and he apparently fumbled the football. Brett Stone got stonewalled, and he lost control of the ball. He picked it up afterwards. Lucky that Washington did not pick that one up and run all the way to the house, because that would have been a scoop and score. Now it's John Gordon on the screen with some great blocks downfield. Oh my, if he had just a little bit more burst of speed, if he had one more blocker, he's going all the way. Nonetheless, great receiving game for him, in addition to his stellar running already. 1st and 10, Hobart Bay. Gonna hand it off to him now. John Gordon hits the hole, and that O-line is just giving him all the day ahead of him. I mean, there's nothing that they can't do, it seems. 2nd and 1, and that's going to be a penalty. 2nd time today. Hobart Bay used to have a lot more trouble with those. We haven't had one all year, and now 2 in the same game. Stone keeping on the option, and he can't get past 2 defenders. I'd be stunned if he did. Nonetheless, it's a 1st down for Hobart Bay, keeping the drive alive, draining a lot of clock on this one. Cale Snow keeps on the option. He will not slide, doesn't quite get the 1st down, a couple inches short. As long as he's like the Jets and averages 2.5 inches per play, they'll get it. Hand off John Gordon, and that is a 1st down with some extra change. So, 1st and goal, Hobart Bay. Time winding down on this 3rd quarter. Only 30 seconds left. 1st and goal, hand off John Gordon to the side, and he couldn't quite weave his way through. 4 yards. That will end the 3rd. Same score as at halftime. Hobart Bay has a chance to perhaps put this game away. Let's find out. We're 1 quarter away from the thing ending. 1 quarter to go. Washington cannot allow Hobart Bay to get a couple yards. Toss left. John Gordon. He is run down. That toss play did not work. One of the few times it doesn't. Justin Garrett got the tackle for loss. There was not enough blockers on the edge. That brings about 3rd and goal. They're going to go with some wildcat formation. That's Joda Joannan in at quarterback, and he's going to roll out. Is he going to run or throw? He's going to run, and Joannan is stuffed at the goal line. 1 yard to go. Hobart Bay will go for it. A very aggressive call. Washington cannot allow them in, and they don't! They slammed the door on the Hobart Bay offense. I cannot believe it. Washington is keeping in this game. Unbelievable. Now a handoff to the fullback. Washington trying to get some breathing room. Picking up 4 yards. That's a good way to start. All right. 2nd and 6. Weak formation. Handoff left. Anthony Sapp broke the first tackle. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe a little bit more. Not a lot. 3rd down and 6. Washington now lining up in the shotgun. They still have to be careful. They're not out of the end zone yet. David Darby couldn't take him down, but Carl Reynolds could! That could be a dagger! Hobart Bay gets their 2nd safety of the tournament. When people look back on this tournament, what's going to stand out? It's going to be the Hobart Bay defense. The defense has come up massive in every single game. Timothy Paulson fumbles the punt, and he doesn't go anywhere. But nonetheless, that it's massive. Hobart Bay has a 2-score lead with 5.5 left. That might just do it, but John Gordon is tackled in the backfield. Not very good for his rushing numbers. He was at, I think, like 97. Now he's down at 89. 2nd and 14. Is Hobart Bay going to play conservative or aggressive? So far it's conservative. John Gordon only gets a yard. That brings about 3rd down and long. Do you throw the ball or do you run to keep draining clock? They're going to throw the ball. They want to get this over with. It's a Randy Marquardt catch. Only for 2. Not a lot going for Hobart Bay. So Washington will get one more shot. They need a quick touchdown and then, a catch by Weber. Somehow managed to fall forward. So Washington, they need a quick touchdown, and then I would imagine an onside. If they don't get that, then they need to force a 3 and out. Booker slipped. He's going to run with it. That combination doesn't make sense, but it worked out. I don't know how you go from almost slipping and sacking yourself to deciding to run the ball, but it worked. It just worked. 1st down and 10 for Washington. Booker looking to throw again. He does not run this time. It's Anthony Sapp. He gets the 1st down. Falls out of bounds, too. Good play by Washington. 2nd and 5. Booker. His decision will be to throw it. Caught by Bell that time. No, that's Hill. I can't read. 1st and 10. 7-step drop. Deep drop. That's caught by Sean Robinson inside the 5. Washington driving down with some precision. I think Hobart Bay is just playing conservative, trying to keep everything in front of them. It might not work here. Little 2-step drop. Booker finds Robinson in the end zone. That's Josh Robinson, not Sean Robinson. And Washington will draw within 2 with an extra point. And they're kicking the ball off? I don't get this at all, but they're kicking the ball. It's Timothy Paulson taking it out, and he's going to make him pay. Timothy Paulson, one man to beat. Well, he beat the one guy, but couldn't beat the others. And that's still a 54-yard return. Hobart Bay's on the Washington side of the field. You need a 1st down. Keeper for Stone. Looking for room. He pitches it out. John Gordon falls ahead, picks up 8. 1st timeout gone for Washington. This is it. Hobart Bay needs 2 yards. 2. Handoff John Gordon. He does not get anything. In fact, he loses 2 yards. 2nd timeout gone. Here we go. They did it against Boise State. Can they do it against Washington? 4 yards is all they need. Handoff. John Gordon follows, blocks. He gets the 1st down. That is it. Washington cannot stop the clock. Hobart Bay has reascended to the top. They have avenged their losses. For the first time in 3 years, Hobart Bay is going to be your national champions. But we're going to go with one more play. Let the clock drain. One final play in this Hobart Bay dynasty. It's going to be Cale Snow through the snow and caught for a touchdown by Ken Anderson. They couldn't chase him down that time. He was already in the end zone. Could not chase him down. That right there is poetry. It rhymes, as George Lucas would say. And that ends it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hobart Bay Ones Dynasty is over. It ends on the highest note you could possibly have, and the defense was astounding, holding Washington to only 14 points, getting a safety while they're at it, bailing out the offense time and again, and there's no better way to finish off a dynasty. A national championship, going through 5 rounds of playoffs, and eventually beating your rivals, your hated rivals. They beat Washington had beat Hobart Bay twice in the last 3 matchups. The last 3 matchups were that blowout in the national championship. Hobart Bay's win in overtime the following year. And then just earlier this year, Hobart Bay come back and then Washington just barely beat them. But man, this is almost hard to call. Hobart Bay still wins only by 1 score. 22-14. Doesn't really reveal how close the game actually was, but that's it. That's the final game that I'm calling for Hobart Bay. It has been a joy. I think I'm going to do the sentimentalities a little bit later. But we do have some stats to go over, but just what a fantastic game. What a fantastic game. The defense showed up. The offense did what they had to do. And that last play, I could not think of a more perfect way for this dynasty to end. Much better than Strapinski's last play, that's for sure. We do have some stats, but that is it. That is the very last game. It has just ended. I imagine this is Brett Stone's final game, 98 overall, redshirt sophomore. He only went 7 for 11, 161, no touchdowns, 2 picks. Cale Snow actually had the touchdown pass today, but don't think that matters. John Gordon, he ended this game fantastic. Over 100 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. Cale Snow also had some good rushing yards. On the receiving end, Ken Anderson, and it was all him. 4 catches, 113 yards, a touchdown. Oh yeah, there was also John Gordon with 81 yards. So I guess it wasn't all Ken Anderson, but a little disappointed that Bentley Zweibel didn't get any catches today. That's kind of sad. On the defensive side, Felix DeChambeau led the team. 7 tackles, 6 solo, 1 assisted, none for loss, no sacks. But Carl Reynolds, with the help of David Darby, those guys got the safety that ended the game. Massive. For Washington, Justin Garrett, Frank Sears, and Antonio George, all with 8 solo tackles, but Sears and Garrett had 1 for loss apiece, and Garrett had the interception, so he is definitely their defensive player of the game. I'm pretty sure he was the one who got the pick on that one drive that stopped Hobart Bay when they were about to go up 14-0. The receiving game was nothing special. Hobart Bay held them in check. And Calvin Silver, their star guy, only got 12 yards. One of them was a fancy catch, though. On the ground, not a lot. Eric Booker, 45. Anthony Sapp, 43, and the touchdown. Washington's offense wasn't able to do much at all today. As evidenced by the passing game, Booker went 12 for 14, but only 102 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Sacked only once, but that was a very important sack. It was a safety. And, true to Hobart Bay style, the only thing they didn't win was the turnover battle. And there's your trophy. The national championship goes to Hobart Bay. They have climbed back atop the mountain, and for some reason it's saying we're number 2. We're not number 2, we're number 1. And there's no doubt about that. And that is the end of the dynasty. I will be doing a sort of like a documentary on the entirety of the Hobart Bay series, and that will bring a definitive end to the dynasty. I'll go over how all the players fared in that one, so I hope to see you there. But until then, make sure to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and have a nice day.